Today we're gonna make bitters. Anything really can be made into bitters. All it needs is some really, really high proof alcohol. Think back to your college days. The flavorant of your choice, and a mason jar. And this process is pretty simple. Today I'm gonna be making apple bitters with the hope of making them into apple pie bitters in the future. And what you'll see is that I only make one flavor at a time in the jar, and then later on I mix the flavors together to get what I'm looking for. For apple bitters, all we're gonna use is the peel. The apple flesh is a little bit too porous to use. All right, so once you've got all your apple peels in your jar, you're just gonna top it with alcohol. Today I'm using Everclear, but you can use any high proof alcohol. I've even done this with vodka, just regular vodka, and it's been fine. However, the higher the proof of alcohol, the more flavor you're gonna extract from that fruit or vegetable or herb. And you wanna pour enough alcohol just to cover whatever's in your jar. And then once it's done, put the lid back on. And you're gonna wanna store this in a cool, dry place for about a month. And every couple of days or every day, if you remember, you just want to give it a shake. And the way you know they're done is when they taste good to you. All right, so now we're actually gonna make some of the bitters. And I got these really cute bottles off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. And we're just gonna bottle them up today. So about a month ago, I had an opportunity to go to Dallas. And when I was there, they had a citrus festival at one of the local grocery stores. And they had a whole array of really, really unique citrus, stuff that I can't actually get up here. And of course, I took full advantage of that festival. So what we have here today are some bitters that I made about 4 weeks ago, including bergamot, which is actually an orange. I didn't know that. And this is the flavor that's in Earl Grey tea. Blood orange, my favorite. These are chai bitters, which is made out of things like allspice, cardamom, cinnamon. I have a star anise in there. And then a couple weeks later, you don't want to leave the tea bags in there too long, I added a couple of chai tea bags. And then this one is something I'm really looking forward to. These are coffee bitters. And these are just a general bittering agent. Usually bitters will have some type of bittering agent like cassia bark, but you can also use bitter herbs. So in here I have a mixture of fennel and coriander just to add that underlying earthy or bitter tone to all of these bitters that I'm gonna make today. Here, this is a lavender bitter made out of some fresh lavender flowers that I harvested last summer. And then finally, some cinnamon bitters. And these are gonna be really critical for those apple pie bitters that we're gonna be able to make in about 4 weeks. Now when mixing bitters, you might need a little bit of sugar or some type of sweetener. Because they're so bitter, it can be unbearable if you don't have a sweetener. So what I'm gonna use today is some honey. And so there's no real scientific process here. All you're gonna do is mix and match these flavors until you have a flavor that you like. And so first what I'm gonna make today is an Earl Grey bitter, because what I really feel like tonight is an Earl Grey cocktail. Oh wow, that's strong. So to start, I'm going to use about an ounce of whatever I want to be the most predominant flavor, and then build up from there. About an ounce there. And then we're just gonna taste it. Whew. These ones that I made 4 weeks ago were made with a 95% alcohol. It's a test. I think in the future I would stick to something like an Everclear, which is about 75%, or even a vodka, because this is quite potent. So I'm also gonna add a little bit of just the bittering herbs in here to get a little bit of that bitter flavor. So to do that, again, just a little bit of a strainer. Might make a mess, but that's okay. We're all learning here. So once you have the flavor profile that you like, then you're just gonna take one of your little bottles. You don't have to use these. I just got them because they're cute. And you're just gonna decant in there. So I have this little cute funnel right here. That I found out last week fits perfectly right there. I'm just gonna take my bitters and then I'm just gonna decant. Okay, so once we have that all jarred up, I'm gonna put my dropper back in. It comes with this cute little dropper. Put that dropper back in. And then I have a labeler right here. And what we're gonna do is just print a label for this. And so these ones I think I'm gonna call my Earl Grey bitters. So what I'll do is just printed a label. And there we go. All right, so now I'm gonna get cleaned up and then start making the rest of these bitters. I'm gonna make a blood orange, a chai, a coffee, and a lavender bitter as well, and then maybe just some straight up bergamot or bergamot or however you say it, bitters on their own. Keep in mind these are gonna get watered down in your drink. So if they taste a little bit pungent, that's actually kind of the point. If you're ever at your bar and taste some of the bitters that you have, you'll find that they're quite bitter and kind of unpleasant on their own. And so that bitter taste is really what you're going for. So there you have it. Now let's go downstairs and make a drink.